to punish Essendon and the Essendon Football Club and the 4 individuals involved as though we were drug cheats. As chairman of this football club, and with the unanimous backing of the Essendon board, and based on the evidence, I cannot and will not accept that, like all football followers and football fans, I cannot accept that point of view, and we want this matter resolved as soon as possible. I call on the Commission Chairman, Mike Fitzpatrick, to step in and take over this process, as I, along with a significant percentage of all football public, have lost total confidence in the AFL executive to handle this matter. Thank you.
The AFL today continued its trial by media of me, with the release of the charges against the Essendon Football Club. We only received notification by the AFL's lawyers of the release of the Essendon Football Club charges minutes before they were made public. Courtesy would dictate that the AFL would have given adequate notification of the release of the charges so I could prepare. Further, the release by the AFL of a letter by Dr. Bruce Reid to me that formed part of the confidential ASADA investigation is in breach of due process. The letter, released in isolation, is designed to damage my reputation. We wrote to the AFL last week, seeking certain undertakings, particulars of the charges, and asked the AFL what the basis of their case was, i.e. who its witnesses were and what they were going to say in respect of the charges, so that I could properly prepare my case. The AFL is yet to respond to these requests, which has made the delay of the hearing inevitable. These charges are denied and will be vigorously contested once the AFL actually provides due process. The announcement by Ambush confirms the AFL is running an agenda which continues to call into question its impartiality. My position is the same today as it was yesterday and in previous weeks. That is, I will contest these charges. Mr. Demetriou and the AFL should recuse themselves from any hearing of this case because of the conflict of interest that has been created by the AFL's involvement in the process. And there should be a public hearing conducted transparently by an independent arbiter. It is critical to note that the ASADA report is interim, that no player infractions have been issued, and the AFL and ASADA may be in breach of the law with the use of the interim report as the basis for the charges that have been laid. In this frenzy of releases and press conferences today, the AFL remains silent about its knowledge that since February 2013 of the fact that AOD 9604 not being a banned substance, the major issue in this whole saga. Throughout the course of this exercise, I have been denied natural justice, and today's ambush is just another example of that. Thank you.
Guys, no questions. Guys, the revised charges will be on our website shortly. Is the next step of Supreme Court injunction?
And there we see Essendon and also Essendon's coach, James Hird, and Essendon's chairman, Paul Little, leaving the room there. They've issued a statement in response to the news today that the AFL has publicly released the grounds for why it has charged Essendon and some of its senior officials with bringing the game into disrepute. In response there, we've heard from Essendon chairman Paul Little, who says that the AFL has today made assertions that are not supported by evidence. He says a number of the allegations are outrageous. That's a direct quote. And he says particularly the allegation that players may have been administered with prohibited substance. He insists that no player was given a banned substance, and he says the interim ASADA report provided no proof of that. The Essendon chairman went on to say that he thinks that the AFL is determined to punish Essendon as if they are drug cheats, and he insists that the club is not. Essendon's coach James Hird says that he feels that the AFL AFL is continuing its trial by media. He was only told minutes before this document was actually released that it was going to be made public, and he's had no time to prepare and defend himself. He once again says that he is vigorously going to contest the charges against him, and he's calling for Andrew Demetriou, the AFL CEO, and indeed for the AFL as an organisation to recuse itself and for instead a public inquiry to be held by an independent arbiter. The AFL says that there will be a meeting tomorrow afternoon of all presidents of the 18 clubs, and they will be continued to brief on this developing saga. I expect that you will hear much more about this evening here on ABC News 24.